Hey everyone, June is already upon us. It's crazy to think that our lives changed so drastically 11 weeks ago when this COVID 19 emergency was declared. I trust you've been able to enjoy this incredible summertime weather we've had recently, as well as enjoying some of the eased restrictions of the governor's stay home order. I have to be honest, it does make me a little nervous that we will all get a little too laxed, but it sure is nice to slowly re engage in certain things that have been off limits for so long. On May 7th, Michigan published what's called their Safe Start Plan. And this plan lays out a phased approach to re engaging Michigan's economy. It is based on a 6 phase process and breaks the state into 8 different regions. So Life Circle's service area is mostly situated in Region 2, a little bit of Region 3, which is Allegan County. So obviously, Region 2 and 3 are the areas that almost all of us live, as well as all of our participants. And these 2 regions are both considered to be in phase 3, which is great news. This phase occurs when daily new cases and deaths remain relatively constant over a period of time. And often this occurs because communities have started to use social distancing practices and transmission rates have fallen to manageable levels. So what they call this phase is flattening. And although some businesses are allowed to reopen with very strict infection control practices, they must also ensure that they have plans in place to screen and protect their employees and to keep the public safe. Phases 1 through 5 of this 6-phase plan all specify that at-risk populations must continue to shelter in place and that precautions should be taken to isolate at-risk individuals. So what this means for Life Circles is that we can't operate as business as usual. So we can't operate like we did before COVID until phase 6 of this plan. And I know that's discouraging, but it really is the right thing to do in order to protect our very vulnerable population. Keep in mind that this plan, much of it pertains to businesses that are not considered essential. Life Circles is an essential business and always has been considered an essential business. Because we provide health care to the highest risk population, all of the decisions we make within the context of opening are to protect our employees and our participants. I think we've all seen how COVID-19 has devastated and been relentless in the infection of residents who live in nursing homes or assisted living facilities or other long-term care facilities. In fact, I heard this morning that 43% of all COVID-19 deaths across the United States have been long-term care residents. This is very sad, and it's really what motivates me to be very cautious with our plans for reopening. Many of the vulnerable adults who were infected and died that lived in nursing homes may have been better off and better protected if they were able to remain living at home or living in a setting with less people. Social distancing has worked, and this is precisely why we are exercising extreme caution before bringing everyone back to work on site. I am encouraged by our progress, and I want you all to know how proud I am to be working alongside you all. This organization is truly a gem in our community. Life may never look exactly the same for us after this COVID is behind us. And coming to terms with that fact takes time and energy to process. I think I've said before that we're all probably having good days and bad days and ups and downs. And I said early on in this emergency that we will become stronger and we will continue to grow and evolve because of this crisis. So let's not lose sight of that. Yes, it's confusing to hear that some businesses are allowed to open while others that seem less risky aren't. Yes, it's frustrating to try and make plans when we don't have all of the information we need. But think of it this way. We've survived for almost 3 months now during one of the craziest times in history. And at Life Circles, I would argue that we've done much more than survive. We've actually thrived. And you have all shown me what you're truly made of. Tough, resilient, compassionate, thoughtful, grateful, and focused. Those are the words I'd use to describe you all and that I'd use to describe this organization. So what more could I ask for in a team? Thank you so much for another great week. Please enjoy this weekend, and we'll get back at it next week in June.